Hey Yules, and welcome back to Why Did These Marriages Fail Part 2. Now it may look like I'm wearing the same exact shirt and have the same exact makeup from the last video. That's not it at all. I'm not filming on the same day or anything, and these aren't the same clothes and the same makeup. It's just that if you didn't see my last video, you guys should go watch it. But I'm going over the couples that are about to be in the new season of 90 Day, The Last Resort. The second season is about to come out on December 2nd. So I just wanted to review the couples a little bit. The last video, I went over Ari and Benny, Stacy and Florian, and it was mostly Jasmine and Gino. In this video, I'm gonna go over Natalie and Josh, Sophie and Rob, and Brandon and Julia. Now I'm just gonna go over Natalie and Josh really quickly. One, they're not even married or anything like that. They're not even together in a relationship, I'm pretty sure. I don't know why they decided to bring Natalie and Josh, so I'm just gonna go over them really quickly. They met in the single life.
I'm so excited because I'm meeting a guy, Josh. He invited me to golf, which is good, and I consider it as a date.
I met Josh at the modeling event where Johnny invited me to. And Josh was actually the guy who ran this event.
Natalie was previously on 90 Day Fiancé with her husband, Mike. Well, ex-husband now. But her and Mike's relationship inevitably ended because they pretty much wanted different things. And Natalie is just crazy. Let's just call it what it is. Natalie is a crazy person.
We're almost ready.
Touch me.
We're almost
You don't
ready.
respect me. And you're drunk. Oh my God, I'm scared of you.
Whoa.
Low-class drunk man.
Whoa. You're like, what is this root beer? Oh, she's in for a treat.
But it's not alcohol. It's nothing like that.
Maybe there's no alcohol. It's made from vanilla and sugar and yeah.
How much? Beer. It's beer.
No, it's called root beer. It doesn't mean it's beer because it's got the word beer in it.
Michael, if it's an alcohol,
There's no alcohol in it.
because it's written beer.
It's not beer. That's what we're trying to explain to you.
I think it's beer.
Do you love Mike?
God, it's hard.
And I said, do you love Michael?
I have feelings that will grow to love. If you work on it, it will grow to love. And it would be a lie from my side to say I love him. But I have to keep your ring.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I gave Mike back the ring because I wanted him to show some action. And he wouldn't. He could put it back on my finger, couldn't he? And it would be a lie from my side to say I love him.
Stop it. Get some help.
I felt in a lot of ways was very selfish when it came to some things. There was even a part where when her and Josh weren't working out very well, she wanted a child so bad that she kind of tricked Mike to come see her in California and then asked him to get back with her so they could have a baby. It was crazy.
You know, I was like thinking, have you ever think, like, if we start talking, and would we consider ever coming back and have a child together?
No.
No? Why?
Low-class drunk man.
But Josh and Natalie, they met on the single life. Josh thought she was attractive, so they kind of been like effing around. It's nothing serious. She hasn't even like met his kids, been to his house, nothing like that. So why they're on this season, I'm not entirely sure. Now the next couple I'm gonna go over is Rob and Sophie, and I'm also not gonna talk about them very much just because they're such a fresh couple. They've only been on a couple of seasons now, I think like 2 or 3, but mostly their problem has just been Rob's online cheating and Sophie with her trust issues. But pretty much anytime they're on screen, it's either about the online cheating, lying, It's just arguing the entire time, and at this point they just need to break up. They even moved to Texas at one point, and then she ended up moving out of their place to live with her best friend for like a whole year. I'm pretty sure during the whole season she was living with them. But yeah, at this point I feel like they're just separated, but I understand why they're here, so. Now, the very last couple we have is Brandon and Julia, and I'm gonna go into their story a little bit. So we get introduced to Brandon and Julia back on season 8 of 90 Day Fiancé. They actually had already met, spent time with each other, engaged, everything before they came to the show, which I mean, yeah, makes sense, but like a lot of the couples on 90 Day Fiancé, I feel like the majority of them haven't even met yet, but they're like, yeah, we're getting engaged the minute we see each other. But no, they met, they had a couple of trips with each other, and then he proposed to her, and then they came on the show. But Brandon met Julia through one of his friends while she was a go-go dancer in Russia.
I met Julia through my best friend. At the time, Julia was working in a club as a go-go dancer. They video chatted me, and I fell in love immediately. She was the most beautiful girl I'd ever seen. I couldn't stop thinking about her, and my first message to her was, "You look like my future wife."
And just after a few weeks of yip-yapping, he decided it was time to fly down there and see her. And I don't know about you, but 3 weeks? I don't know. I guess if you're like, I guess I can take that. I don't know. Say you meet somebody online and they live in your vicinity, you would probably go see them after talking to them every single day for 3 weeks. But I don't know. I feel like going to see somebody outside of the country is a little bit more extra, and it's probably just because you have all these extra things you gotta do, like get the passport, and he probably already had a passport, but you know what I mean, like you gotta have all this stuff, and then you gotta pay for the ticket, and then you gotta pay for like the hotels, and like you know what I mean, like there's so much more to meeting somebody outside of the country than just being like, oh, we live in the same city, we can drive to a place and like have coffee or something, and then we go on about our day afterwards. But like when you go out to fly, especially to another country to meet somebody, like you're stuck out there for at least a weekend, you know what I mean? I don't know, after 3 weeks seems a little crazy to me, but I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you think it's just like meeting somebody in your city and meeting them after 3 weeks, like it's, I don't know, I'm poor, I have no money to go anywhere. So after they met, they decided they wanted to go ahead and get the visa, not the K1, but they decided to try for a visitor's visa, but unfortunately it didn't work out, which made Brandon go ahead and propose. I'm not entirely sure if Brandon would have proposed regardless, but I do feel like maybe the visitor's visa being denied sped up the proposal a little bit. But thankfully, before the proposal and everything, their parents even got to meet. They had a whole trip with each other. They kind of like did things quickly, but I feel like in the right order compared to all the other couples. But right from the get-go, we start to see where their biggest problem lies, and it's mostly with Brandon and his parents. Brandon does not stand up to his parents whatsoever, and he kind of lets his parents control the situation. They immediately show how controlling they are just from the get-go before she even lands in America. His mom ends up calling her doctor to try to get her on some type of birth control, locking things down in her own way, like not even involving her. She's like, this is what you're gonna do.
My son's fiance is coming into town. One of the things that we're concerned about is she has not been on any form of birth control. And they really are not planning on starting a family just yet. I just think that they need to be on some kind of birth control. You know, it is something that we'd rather see her go on sooner than later.
But Brandon doesn't really say much or stand up to his parents whatsoever because he still lives with them. And they also live on a farm, and they expect him to take over that farm. So they're probably going to expect his soon-to-be wife to start doing some farm work as well. But to go back to when she was on the phone with her doctor trying to make sure that they don't pop out a kid, I don't like how she got off the phone after explaining how she doesn't want them to have kids and then starts talking to him like he was a kid.
Awesome. Thank you so much for calling me. I really appreciate it. Bye. Oh, little boy's in the back playing on his little game.
Disgusting!
But Julia finally lands in America, and the sweet times don't last very long, if at all, to be honest, because the entire time that they're on their small little vacation before they actually get back to the farm, their parents are with them the entire time, like their children.
I think you have like 3.5 more minutes, according to her schedule.
We stay with your parents all day yesterday.
I
We stay
know.
with parents.
I know.
Today.
Just put up with them a little bit more.
Why are they hanging out with his parents when they're about to go back home and be with his parents? But to top it all off, not only do they not get to have these few days alone with each other, Brandon tells Julia that they're not able to stay in the same room until they're married.
And don't forget about you talk with parents about we sleep together. Don't want to sleep another room without you 90 days.
Yeah, I don't want it any more than you do.
Brandon does kind of talk to his mom about it, but like doesn't put up a fight at all, which I mean, I guess, yeah, you're living with your mom, you can't really say too much. But yeah, he has that talk with her and she's like, hell no. There ain't no goddamn way, not in my house. But after a little vacation, they finally head home and Julia's introduced to her new home and her new job.
What you could do is when you get their attention, just go ahead and let them eat it out of your hand. No, take it away. Over here. Oh, not cool.
Julie, come here.
You can do it. Brandon will help you.
Come on.
Ой, какой пси. Нет, 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 нет.
Come on, here, take it.
I want help Brandon, but mother, nothing. Ask me, Julia, you want help or you don't want help? How you feel about? She say you need this. You need to take care animals.
And I mean, yeah, I understand. They're housing you, they're feeding you, ain't gotta do anything. But she was not aware that she was going to have to do this work. She came down here thinking that I'm pretty sure she expected Brandon to get a place before she got down there. But she's stuck here on this farm, but she didn't realize she also had to take care of these animals. So thing after thing after thing keeps happening, and she literally just got here. Her bags aren't even unpacked yet. But just after a little while, Julia is fed up of being on a farm and having all these rules. She's tired of being stuck in the house by herself, not being able to go anywhere, and Brandon works all day. So all she does is go help on the farm and then come inside and sit around waiting for Brandon. So she tells him that something has got to change or she's going back to Russia. Nothing changed and she didn't leave, so I don't know why she threw that fit, but they continued to live on the farm and Julia got fed up one more time. But this time she's completely serious. She's telling him they have got to get out of there. They have to move out of that house or she's gonna pack her things and she's gonna leave that day. She's gone.
I don't want to live here.
What?
I don't want to take animals. I don't want to take care all what happened here. I hate this place.
Why?
I won't live now. I won't live now. I don't want your parents say I need go this. I need do this. I won't live now. If we not go, Brandon, I go Russia. You understand this?
And let me tell you, Brandon is such a Weasley guy. So basically, like I was saying earlier, he did not tell Julia that she was going to have to work on the farm, but he made her feel crazy that she didn't like that work. Oh, you don't like working with cute animals all day and cleaning up their shit, huh? You don't like that? Oh, how could you not like that?
Well, first off, I don't understand your phobia of animals. What's wrong with taking care of a few cute animals? I don't understand it.
You serious cute animal? I hate you.
But after their whole argument, Brandon agrees, okay, they're gonna move out, they're gonna find an apartment. But before he does that, he decides to take his parents out to dinner to let them know the horrible, tragic news. And let me tell you, the mama, it was definitely tragic for her.
So, some things have happened, and I think that Julie and I need to leave.
I wanted it to be gaining a daughter rather than losing my son.
But let me tell you, during this whole conversation, his parents are master manipulators. They are a three of a kind. They need to stay together, because even Brandon, but the whole time they're all just skirting around the real problem, the real situation. And they're all doing the oh, she doesn't like working with cute animals.
This makes her angry with us, or is it just the animals?
I think it's half animals and half my mother with her neediness for me.
All I'm trying to do is do the right thing and love you and embrace her and bring her into our family.
It's not my decision. It's not.
It is your decision. You're the man of the family.
Gosh,
Either I'm staying here alone, or
you better.
I'm leaving together.
What can she do?
But with all this drama and chaos, they finally come to a middle ground and say if they don't leave, then they'll let them share a room. She wants her kid in that house so bad that she's willing to just throw the rules out the window. Just let them leave. But the best thing yet for Julia, they also agree that she doesn't have to do any more farm work. So she kind of got a good deal out of this. I don't know. Is it worth staying with those crazy people? The answer is no. And no. And with the great news, Brandon decides to take Julia out, let her know everything, and she agrees to do it for a short time. And it's so funny, the face that he makes when she calls him a man. Like, he looks so lost the whole time, but then he just hears man in the sentence.
Brandon tonight be man. I say him if he be man.
But with this great news, they do what any responsible adult would do. They get to making babies quickly. They immediately have a pregnant scare. I mean, immediately, like the next scene, basically. She ends up getting nauseous in the morning and not feeling too well, and they're immediately scared that they're pregnant. And that was the whole reason his mom didn't want them in the same room. Like, she wanted them separated for a reason. Even though separating them wouldn't have stopped them, obviously she knew what she was doing, you know what I mean? But they take this news to his parents.
Julia has been feeling a little bit sick.
What are you saying?
So she's throwing up this morning.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting news.
We don't know anything yet, so.
They didn't even know yet. They didn't even take a test or anything yet. Why would you tell your parents? This shows how childish Brandon is. Like, he's like, oh my God, I didn't. Oh, I gotta go tell my parents. Like, why didn't you figure it out before you said anything? Like, why'd you have to take that? But with his parents' advice, they go and get a pregnancy test. And guys,
We took a test today.
Well, yeah. And? No. You're kidding me. You're kidding me.
I wish I was.
No. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. No. No. You are not. It was not positive. It wasn't positive.
Julia?
Are you positive about
Julia?
that?
I'm not anything.
I want to hear Julia tell me that. Is it positive or negative? Be truthful. This is not a game. This is not a joke. I need to know. Julia? I need to know. Yes or no?
Okay, you're not pregnant.
But after they pull a totally rad prank on his parents, thing after thing after thing just keeps happening before their wedding. I guess that's why we're here now at the last resort. It first starts off with Julia bringing Brandon wedding dress shopping. There's a whole thing that you're not supposed to bring the dude because they're not supposed to see the dress and all that, but she had nobody but Brandon and his parents, so she wanted some kind of support from the person that she feels closest to, and that's Brandon. And Brandon's mom did join, of course. They needed somebody to drive them. But the whole time she's picking out dresses and looking at dresses, she's asking him how he's feeling, and he is not showing a lick of interest. Like, he does not care.
Brandon, tell what you think.
Okay, I guess.
Brandon, tell me.
So what do you think, you think she liked that one best?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Oh, here she comes. You like that one? You like that one?
Brandon, what kind you like more?
The last one.
And then from there, they get to go to their wedding venue. And from here, I think it just spirals. But they get there, and Brandon doesn't know anything. Not who's coming, how many people will be there. His mom basically planned the entire wedding. But then they're all discussing the date of when the wedding should be. Julia wants it on a specific day because on that day, Brandon ended up texting her, "You look like my future wife." So it became a special day for her. Unfortunately, it also did overlap with Mother's Day. So of course, his mother kind of threw a hissy fit a little bit and was like, trying to get her to change it to another day. They end up asking, why is that day so special? And she asks Brandon, why is that day so special? And he's like,
Is there a reason for May 9th?
9 is her favorite number.
Oh.
Brandon, no, serious. Why we want this date?
Then you're
If
like,
you say I don't know, I go.
Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
But eventually, after him just fumbling the ball the entire time, he eventually just tells Julie he does not give a crap about this wedding.
this is your thing.
Okay, don't go to church.
I didn't design this ceremony. I didn't say, you know what? Instead of people just signing documents, we should have a church. We should have music and a party. I never said that right now. You're crying because I don't.
Because you don't care.
Because that's not my dreams to walk down the aisle. You're upset because I don't share the female fantasy of a wedding day, right?
And what he's saying isn't bad. You cannot want to have something glamorous. You can just, it's okay to just go to the court, sign some papers, and that just be it if that's what you want to do. But it's just the way he's saying it. It's making it seem like he just don't give a F. Like he's just doing this just to do this. And it's okay to not completely have the female fantasy of a wedding or whatever the heck he said. But if your soon-to-be wife is super excited about this and you're doing this to make her happy, why not give a little something? It doesn't have to be 50-50, especially if you're not too excited about a ceremony. Make it like 80-20 something, like show something. There's not a lick of interest out of him at all. Like he can't even like fake the funk or anything, like nothing. And honestly, the doubt and everything leads all the way up until the marriage. Like they end up getting married even though they're both like Their wedding ceremony ended up getting cut. Like nobody ended up coming. She didn't get her dress. She did get a dress, but she bought a small dress from a store. They had her mom on FaceTime propped up on a phone. It was just like his parents. There was nobody there. So I don't even know why they got married. Well, I know why, because in 90 Day, you gotta get married if you want to stay here. And I feel like a lot of the times they just go ahead and get married anyway because they don't want to leave. Because if they do, then they like miss their chance of like blossoming in this relationship. Because things can change, obviously, down the line. But I don't know, sometimes you just gotta, it just did not work. After this season, they do end up on Happily Ever After, and they're still living with their parents. It's the same problem, but eventually they do move out into an apartment towards the end. So we didn't really get to see too much of their dynamic, but they might just catch us up on everything that's been happening since then.
She cheated on me, you know that?
What?
But with that is pretty much Brandon and Julia's whole thing. Brandon is a child. But even in that trailer, we saw apparently that Julia was cheating at some point. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about that, I guess. I'm so sorry. I just noticed this glare right here. If that has been bothering you this entire time, I am so sorry. I usually like have something covering it, but I didn't notice it this time. That's my bad. But to be completely transparent, as silly as 90 Day Fiancé is and The Last Resort is, I do hope that at least one of the couples gets something out of this. I hope their marriage prospers. I want all of them to live happy lives with each other. And then if they don't end up with each other, that's perfectly okay too. But at the end of the day, I do hope that this does help in some way for them. And I hope that they actually seek some real professional help on the outside of this as well. But I will try to get the recaps out ASAP quickly as soon as the episode tries. Well, I can't say as soon, that's crazy. Like 2 minutes after the episode drops. But I do hope to get them out pretty quickly to you. So just be looking out for those. And the best way to see them is if you hit that subscribe. And you might as well hit the like too. Make it a little game. But thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you as always. You guys have a beautiful day. Bye.